Hello students, good evening. My name is Dr. Manoj Kumar from IIT Lucknow. I will discuss today in this lecture the limit, continuity and differentiability of complex valued function. Now, let us start the limit. Before this, these are the topics: limit, continuity and differentiability, and some examples and some theorems. Now, let us see, first of all we define the function f f from D to C, where D is the set of complex numbers. It is a function of complex number if for each z there exists an image f z and it has one or more than one values. If it has one value, then it is known as single valued function, and when it has more than one values, then it is known as multiple valued function. In this lecture we discuss about only single valued function. For the limit, in the limit this a function f z is defined, let a function f z is defined in the deleted neighborhood of z naught. There is a region in this z plane and there is a point z naught in the deleted neighborhood of z naught. This is a deleted neighborhood, suppose that D, where D minus singleton z naught, this is the deleted neighborhood, and in another omega plane, let this is the omega plane and the images lies inside in this plane. Suppose that a number which is L such that for each epsilon greater than 0 there exists a delta such that mod of z minus z naught less than delta, and this is mod f z minus L less than epsilon whenever mod z minus z naught less than delta. When a function satisfies these criteria, then L is said to be the limit of the function. Now, there are some properties of the limit. If limit exists, then it is unique, and the limit, when the limit exists, then it does not depend on the path. It means that when the limit depends on the path, then we say that the limit does not exist. So, for example, let us here we have taken two examples. In the first example, this is the f z is equal to iota z by 2, then we say that its limit will be iota by 2. Since mod f z minus iota by 2, we can write this is iota z by 2 minus iota by 2, this is equal to iota by 2 mod z minus 1, and this is equal to mod z minus 1 upon 2. Whenever if we take this is less than epsilon, then for each, then there exists a delta such that whenever mod z minus 1 is less than delta, then mod f z minus 1 minus iota by 2 less than epsilon, where delta is equal to 2 epsilon. So, for each epsilon greater than 0 there exists a delta such that mod f z minus iota by 2 is less than epsilon, therefore, iota by 2 is the limit of the function at 1. Now, see here another example, this is z upon z bar. Then if we choose two paths, suppose that z tends to 0 along x axis means real axis, then at that time z is equal to x, y is equal to 0, and in this case z upon z bar, this will be equal to, this is the limit z tends to 0, this is equal to limit x tends to 0 x upon x, because x bar is equal to x, this is 1, and when z tends to 0 along y axis means along imaginary axis, then limit z tends to 0 z upon z bar, it will be limit y tends to 0 iota y upon minus iota y, this is equal to minus 1. When we chooses two paths from along the x axis, then it will be 1, and along y axis this is minus 1, therefore, it has two values along two paths, therefore, the limit does not exist. Now, some theorems on the limits. If fz is equal to u plus iota v and omega naught is equal to u naught plus iota v naught, and there is a point z naught is equal to x naught plus iota y naught, then this is a theorem that limit z tends to z naught fz is equal to omega naught if and only if its real and imaginary parts tends to u naught and v naught respectively. It is conversely, it is also true if the real and imaginary parts of a complex valued function tends to u naught and v naught respectively, then the function will tends to omega naught when z tends to z naught. And in the second theorem, if fz and gz are two functions such that its limit exists at z tends to z naught, suppose that its limit of a and b of fz and gz respectively, then the limit of the sum of the function is equal to the sum of the limits, and the limit z tends to z naught fz minus gz is equal to a minus b, and multiple of means limit z tends to z naught multiple of two functions fz and gz is equal to multiple of the limits, and limit z tends to z naught fz upon gz is equal to a upon b, where the b is not equal to 0. It means that the denominator is not equal to 0. Now, here we have taken some examples, limit z tends to 2 into 2 e to the power pi by 3 iota, z to the power 4 and so on. Then we can check its limit, the first value limit z tends to 2 e to the power iota by 3 pi, this is the z cube plus 8 and upon this is z to the power 4 plus 4 z square plus 32. It means that this is equal to, if you calculate it, then you will get 8, and this is e to the power pi iota plus 1 upon this will be 16, and this will be e to the power 4 pi by 3 iota and plus e to the power 2 pi by 3 iota plus 2. And if you calculate it in the cosine and sine function, if you convert it, then you will get 8 minus 1 plus 1 and upon this is 16 into, you can calculate, this will be 1. So, it means that this is 0. We have applied the limit theorem of this multiple of 2 or denominator here. These numerator and denominator are the polynomials, therefore, we have taken the limit of numerator and denominator respectively, and because denominator, the limit of the denominator is not equal to 0, therefore, we can take it by the theorem, this is numerator will be 0, therefore, ultimately you will get the limit of this function will be 0. Now, another, there are some theorems on the basis of infinity, means z tends to infinity or the function tends to infinity. So, these are some theorems, limit z tends to z naught fz is equal to infinity if and only if limit z tends to z naught 1 upon f z is equal to 0. It means that whenever we have to calculate this value, then we can calculate this. And in the second, limit z tends to infinity f z is equal to omega naught if and only if limit z tends to 0. Here z tends to infinity and here z tends to 0, f 1 by z, at the place of z we replace 1 by z and the value will be same, omega naught. Moreover, combining these two limits, this is the third result, limit z tends to infinity, f z is equal to infinity if and only if limit z tends to 0, 1 upon f 1 by z is equal to 0. Now, we have taken some examples. In the first example, you can see here limit z tends to minus 1 iota z plus 3 upon z plus 1 is equal to infinity, because if we calculate it, limit z tends to minus 1 upon f z means z plus 1 upon iota z plus 3, then we will get here this is 0. It means that by the first result we can say that this limit will be infinity. In the second, in the same way z tends to infinity, we can calculate limit in the second case limit z tends to 0 and this is 2 upon z plus iota upon 1 upon z plus 1, and if you calculate it, then limit z tends to 0, this will be 2 plus iota z upon z plus 1, and you put the value this z tends to 0, then it will be 2, then its limit will be 2, because this limit will be 2 here. Another example, this is third examples. In the same manner, this third example, because we can calculate this limit z tends to 0, 1 upon this is f 1 by z actually. So, you can put here limit z tends to 0 and this is 1 upon z square plus 1 upon 2 upon z cube minus 1, and if you calculate it, then you will get limit z tends to 0 and this will be 1 plus z square upon this is 2 minus z cube, and if you put the limit you will get here 1 by 2 z cube and this is z cube and you multiplied here 1 z here, then you will get here 0, this limit will be 0, and the third result because this is 0, therefore, here its value will be exact clear by the theorem, and in the fourth you can verify it easily. You put the limit because in the numerator there is multiple of polynomial and in the denominator this is again a polynomial, and this problem for you can put this limit means the value of z and you can find the limit easily. Now, let us discuss continuity of a complex valued function. A function f z is said to be continuous if its limit z tends to z naught f z is equal to f z naught. Continuity is the point wise property, therefore, we have taken first of all a point means f is said to be continuous at a point if its limit at that point is equal to the value of the function at that point. So, there are only difference here at the place of L in the limit, here f z naught. It means that there are three things. First of all, the limit of the function at z naught must be exist. Second thing, the value of the function must be exist, and then these two values must be equal. And in the epsilon delta definition, this is correct. For each epsilon there exists a delta such that mod f z minus f z naught less than epsilon whenever mod z minus z naught less than delta. Now, because function is a point means continuity is a point wise property, therefore, whenever there is anything that function is continuous, it means that the function will be continuous at each point of its domain. So, here one result, a function of complex variable is said to be continuous in a region R if it is continuous at each point of the R. Now, there are some theorems on the continuity also. If fz and gz are continuous, then its sum, difference, product and division are also continuous provided in the denominator must not be equal to 0 at z0. Now, composition of two function is continuous. It means that if there is a function f from here to here and g from here to here, then you can define composition of g composition f. Then whenever f and g are continuous, then g composition f must be continuous. And another result, if fz is equal to u plus iota v is continuous in a region, then its real and imaginary parts are also continuous in that region. Now, there are some examples. All polynomial functions just are continuous, exponential function, sinusoidal functions are continuous in every finite region of a complex plane. Complex plane के finite region में continuous होते हैं. Now, we have taken some other type of examples. In example 2, we have taken here fz is equal to z square for z is not equal to iota and 0 for z is equal to iota. Then see here, you can find limit z tends to iota fz, then it will be equal to limit z tends to iota, this is z square and it will value will be iota square, this is minus 1, but f iota is given 0. Therefore, f is not continuous at iota, therefore, this function is not continuous. Again I have taken one example. In the numerator there is a polynomial of degree 4 and in the denominator z minus iota. You can easily check at z is equal to iota, this function f iota will tends to infinity. Therefore, f iota is not defined, by which we can say that this function is not continuous. We have taken another examples, and for this example we have taken here ki prove that here one result. What is this? This function is fz is equal to z square plus 4 upon z minus 2 iota for z is not equal to 2 iota 3 plus 4 iota. Therefore, you can calculate here also limit z tends to 2 iota and this is fz that will be equal to, you can put the limit, this is 4, this is the limit z tends to 2 iota and this will be z plus 2 iota into z minus 2 iota upon z minus 2 iota, and you can see here this will be cancelled out and its value will be 4 iota. So, see here, because f limit is this and f 2 iota this is 3 plus 4 iota. Therefore, your answer for this question prove that this limit exists and determine its value, then its value will be 4 iota, this value will be 4 iota and it is continuous at this, no, it is not continuous, but at this is at z is equal to z is not equal to 2 iota. Is this continuous? Yes, this is continuous, because polynomial upon polynomial and you solve it, this value will be same for the function and its limit will be same. So, in this way we can find this result. Now, one another type of question for the continuity, there is a function, means prove that a function fz defined by this z upon z power 4 plus 1 is continuous at all points except at 4 points. So, this is the problem. Whenever the denominator is equal to 0, at that points the function must not be continuous, because this will give you z to the is equal to minus 1 to the power 1 by 4, and if you write the complex valued function, then this will be minus 1 cos pi plus iota sin pi to the power 1 by 4, and the general value will be cos 2n pi plus pi by 4 plus iota sin 2n pi plus pi by 4. So, in this way you can calculate it. This will be cos 2n plus 1 2n pi plus pi by 4 and this pi plus pi by 4, and for n is equal to, and this is the same thing for n is equal to 0, 1, 2 and 3. If you calculate these values by the simple trigonometric functions, then you will get z is equal to 1 plus iota by root 2, 1 minus iota by root 2 and minus 1 plus iota by root 2 and minus 1 minus iota by root 2. Then these are the 4 points at which the function will not be continuous, except these 4 points the function will be continuous at each points. Now, another examples we have taken here, these are the very most important questions for you. So that any function is continuous, this function is defined in this way. Therefore, I give you some idea to show the continuity. For showing the continuity, you must put x is equal to r cos theta, y is equal to r sin theta. Whenever there is a question to show that continuous, therefore, you will take the radial expression and the limit z tends to 0 f z, that will be equal to, this will be equal to limit r tends to 0, you can put here r tends to 0 because z is equal to r e to the power iota theta, and see here if you put the value, then this is r cube and this is cos cube theta 1 plus iota, and this is minus sin cube theta and this is 1 minus iota, and upon r square, this will be cos square theta plus sin square theta. So, this is equal to limit r tends to 0 r into r square, this will be r, and this will be the same value whatsoever, this is cos cube theta 1 plus iota and minus sin cube theta 1 minus iota, and this is the one. Therefore, it must, because r tends to 0, this limit depends on r, this value will be 0, and you have given f 0 is equal to 0. Therefore, the given function f z is equal to this must be continuous at 0. Now, we have taken another example in the same pattern. Now, you can see here, is the function is continuous, this is the open problem for you, then you can easily check it. If we choose the path for this function y is equal to mx, then the limit z tends to 0 f z, that will be equal to limit z tends to 0, this f z, you can put the value, and this is x square 1 plus iota and minus, we have taken here m square x square 1 minus iota and upon x square plus m square x square. Now, see here, if you solve this, then you will get limit x tends to 0, and here x these are the cancels, and whole limits, this is 1 plus iota and minus m square 1 minus iota and upon this 1 plus m square. This limit depends on m, it means that it will give you different values for the different m, that is the limit depends on m, this is depends on m. Therefore, the limit does not exist at 0, because limit does not exist at 0, therefore, it is not continuous. Now, again there are derivatives, f z be a function whose domain of definition contains a neighborhood of a point z naught, the derivative of f z at z naught is denoted by f dash z naught and is defined by f dash z. This is the also limit z tends to z naught f z minus f z naught upon z minus z naught. This is the provided this limit exists. The function f z is said to be differentiable at z naught when its derivative at z naught exists. Now, there are some results. Now, see here, this is another definition for the delta expression d dz of omega. This will be the limit delta z tends to 0 delta omega upon delta z. Now, another here we have taken the examples f z is equal to z square and solve it. What is the value? This value will be 2z and you can find very easily. Now, see here we have taken another example. This is very most important for you. This is the mod z square function and mod z square function you can write z into z bar, and this is the whenever you find the d dz of mod z square, that will be equal to limit delta z tends to 0 and this is the value z plus delta z bar minus z into z bar upon delta z, and if you solve it then you will get here delta z into z bar, this will be the, and this is z delta z bar and this is the plus delta z minus this is thing and plus delta z into delta z bar upon delta z bar. So, this is the value and this is the delta z. Now, if you calculate it, then again you consider the path. Suppose that delta z tends to 0 along x axis, then at that time delta z is equal to delta x, delta y will be 0, and for this value this limit delta z tends to 0 of this value z delta z bar, it means that z into delta z bar, this is delta x upon delta x and plus z delta z bar means delta x again. Now, see here, if you find here z into z bar, z into delta z bar, z into z bar minus z into z bar, delta z bar, delta z bar, this is z bar here also, delta z bar, z into delta z means you can solve it very easy, z bar plus z delta z bar and plus delta z bar and plus delta z bar, then z bar minus z bar. So, this is cancelled out and z plus z delta z bar, z into delta z bar plus delta z bar, delta z bar, delta z bar and z into delta z bar and this is upon delta z. Yes, this will be the value and this is not, this is wrong, and find the value. Then if you calculate it, ultimately you will get here the value, this will be z plus z bar for delta x tends to 0, and if you take the imaginary line means along imaginary axis y means delta z tends to 0 along delta imaginary axis. These are the some formulas which you have read in the real analysis. The formula for the complex analysis are the same just like real analysis. Thank you.